What's going on, guys? Zee Raka over Infinity coming at you with another message. Kinesis is just talking about kinetic energy, and when all kinetic energy is energy which is in motion. Being as we're actually moving further and further into the photon band, it's the whole birthing process of the Earth going through the Milky Way, we're actually living past the third density. This isn't to say that there aren't people living right now in the third density, but it is to say that if you're up on your shit and you're doing everything that it takes and everything that you need to be doing to get yourself where you need to be going, then you should no longer be in the third density. We're constantly shifting. Every movement you make is a shift. Think of it more as a block, a cube rolling. It's like it shifts every single time, and that's exactly what you're doing. It's actually how a cartoon works too. They don't actually draw every single gap in. Your mind is filling in the gaps for you to make you not feel crazy, I guess. If you were to watch a cartoon in slow motion, you'd realize that it was jumpy. You know what I'm saying? And your brain is filling in the gaps for you. But you need to understand dimensionally, that's the way that your reality is working too. You're constantly switching gears, you're constantly switching lanes, you're constantly flipping to a different side of the box. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're trapped in the box, in which case you're trapped in the 3D and this isn't even gonna make any sense to you. Now in the third density, everything was also started with your mind, but there were steps in between. Like you had to start something, you had to come up with the idea, you had to speak it into existence, and then you had to go about creating it. But once you're past the third density, as many of us are, the steps are now narrowed down and a lot of them are cut out. This is the manifesting time. This is like the best time to be alive ever, pretty much. Like this is the manifesting time. This is basically a lot of those steps have just been cut right out of there. If you're doing the right things and you're living the 13 lifestyle, if you're getting back to nature, then your manifestations are probably going to be coming a lot quicker. And they probably already are. And this is something that I talk about a lot, but it's important to really grasp it. It's important to understand it. The thing is with telekinesis, it's just a kinetic energy. It's emotion. It's energy in motion. As every energy is, so is a constant motion. So it's an energy in motion that is produced by the mind. What you need to understand is that your emotions, your energies in motion, basically they don't have a falling distance. What I mean by that is it's not like when you throw a football, it will go a certain distance and arc down and hit the ground. Your emotions and your actual manifestations can just go, and there's no stopping it. Your manifestations are not limited by distance. Your love is not limited by distance. Your emotions are not limited by distance. So telekinesis is truly grasping that concept and taking it from wherever it is that you're manifesting from and pull it down, ground it into the ground, power it down through your heels, send it out into the ground. And that's how you're going to actually establish your connection. That's what I like to call expanding your soul, feeling past your own flesh, which is something that I talk about that's very important. Because moving further into the fifth density, you are going to have direct control over the things that are happening. And this is why your manifestations are actually coming to light a lot quicker than they used to, is because as we get further in, that's just what's going to happen. Things are speeding up, synchronicities are speeding up. Now, if you're part of my channel, then you probably know that every now and then I upload a telekinesis video, something moving. I've moved sage, some different smoke videos, did some firebending videos, done airbending, outside, changing the conscious weather patterns. But the thing is, I never leave these videos up for too long, and the whole reason is because these videos aren't for anybody but my soul group, the 13 netter nature beings. And the reason is because knowledge is power, and with great power comes great responsibility. Because you need to realize that there's a lot of beings out there who work day in and day out, changing the conscious weather pattern, getting rid of tornadoes, taking hurricanes, sending them in different directions, and they pretty much never get any recognition for anything. You get back to nature and your whole world changes, your whole paradigm changes, your reality changes. Everything is an extension of you. Everything is something that you can use to manipulate your own way through life. Because once you put an idea out there, the universe has no choice but to accept it. And if you put an idea out there enough, then it has to create a big enough space for it. You see what I'm saying? And these are little secrets that you need to know also about manifesting. But overall telekinesis, I don't leave a lot of my videos up for very long, because all my goal is here is just to make you realize that you have a great power and that you can be doing these things yourself. It's not for me to externalize it and for people to be looking at me, basically. If I was looking to be famous, I would be famous. I have enough knowledge right now that I would be famous. Knowledge is power, and I'm never through stocking my knowledge. But it's important to basically start learning how to feel outside of your own flesh, how to exist past your own skin, and to ground yourself at the same time as expanding yourself through your crown chakra. This is something that you need to get used to, and something that you need to work on, and something that you need to feel and switch lanes into, because the whole thing is, when we get to a certain density, things are just going to manifest instantly. They're instantly going to manifest regardless of what you are thinking. This is why there's only going to be a certain amount of people who graduate, you know what I'm saying, who can even go to this new place. If we had somebody in there with impure thoughts, then that's just going to be the reality, you know what I'm saying? It's a danger to everybody, and it's a danger to themselves. The thing is that we actually need to learn how to feel past our own flesh, and a realization that everything outside of us is actually within us. Everything outside of us is actually an extension of us. The light is an extension of the dark. We are light beings. Everything around you is made out of light. Different densities of light. But everything around you is an extension of the dark. Everything around you is everything. From flesh to apple skins. Also, you should probably start eating these little guys. I don't know why. Ever since I was born, basically. I don't like to say the word birth, because birth is referring to your birth certificate, which is basically just a certificate of manifest saying everything that you brought into this life. Just like when a ship used to dock, it used to be called berthing. They had to give a certificate of manifest, because it's all dealing with the corporation that is the fucking United States, or that is Canada, or is wherever the fuck you live. These things, a lot of people don't know that these are actually a fruit. A lot of people like to think that these cause stomach ulcers, but what it actually will do is get rid of any bacteria that's inside, and it actually heals stomach ulcers. So a lot of people got it backwards. The redder it is, the better. Obviously green bell pepper being the weakest one, and then just like ghost pepper, you know what I'm saying? The higher up on the Scoville unit, which is just the measurement for heat inside the pepper, the higher up you go, the healthier it's going to be for you. And also, just while I'm talking about it really quickly, if you're going to eat bananas, make sure you wait until they get brown on the outside. You want some brownness going on the outside, because bananas are just full of starch. So the thing is, the older it gets, it can actually go from 80 to 90% starch down to about 8 or 9% starch. You know what I'm saying? It can even get lower. So the thing is, age your bananas, and if you have green jalapenos, even age those, because those will eventually turn red. So, I don't know. I guess I'm done rambling on here. Peace out and love to all the nature people. You're all beautiful. Now keep manifesting. Get out there and play with the weather. Make sure that you're out there feeling past your own skin. Manipulate the weather. Fuck it. Everybody's gonna look at you anyways. You know what I'm saying? It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. What is distracting you from being as happy as you possibly can? What is distracting you from obtaining as much power as you can? What is it that's abstracting you from whatever it is that you need to be doing here? What is it that's distracting you? And what is it that's hindering you? Oftentimes people are the biggest hinder in their own very life. So make sure you're not being distracted by anything, and make sure that you're actually going about your business here, because everything's an illusion. Everything's an illusion. Your star group, your star consciousness, your higher self, it's all watching you, taking notes on your every movement. How are you using your time here? It's up to you. It's completely up to you. Namaste. With tap. Love you guys. 13 love. Get your peppers going, man.